before I forget, make sure you go tune into my best friend Bryson's brand new radio show. I'll put up the little thing right here. Make sure you go tune in. It comes on today when this video is up. So make sure you go tune in tonight. Bye. Hey party people, it's me JiBron here, back again with another video. This is your first time tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and welcome back to JiBron Unhinged. Y'all about to get sick of seeing me in this two-piece fashion overset that I bought, because let me tell you something, this is my new latest and greatest obsession. I don't know what it is about this outfit. I feel like super broad. Like I feel like I could conquer the world, especially these shoes. Now once upon a time I would not wear these shoes a whole bunch. Now I'm gonna crap out of these shoes. These are my Steve Madden shoes I bought for my 19th birthday. But I don't know like once. Y'all ever want to crap out of every week. Like this outfit just makes me feel the embodiment the epitome of what JiBron is, pretty much. But welcome back to this week's edition of JiBron Unhinged. I'm switching up this week. I always switch stuff up because I never want you to get too used to it, because I don't want to get boring or stale or stagnant. This week we're going to be discussing something that I was talking about with a friend of mine about something that I found a little bit interesting. Alright, so it's kind of like a story time, but it ain't my story time, it's somebody else's. Alright. So y'all, so these people were co-workers or whatever, right? This person liked this other particular person that worked at this particular place, and we're gonna call the overdoing it first. We're gonna call them Tutti Frutti, TF, because TF, are you doing? Why are you doing so much? And then we're gonna call the other one Nonchalant, because they just was not giving no energy back. All right, cool. So TF missed this person, and it was like, can we hang outside of work? And that was, and they never asked. And then all of a sudden it was like, do you like me? And it was like, well, I do, but why you ask me that? Baby, when you like somebody, it's pretty clear and it's pretty obvious. I mean, nobody just thinks that you have feelings for them about the middle of nowhere unless it's some kind of inkling, or unless you're delusional like me and it takes you after the situation is over to figure out that somebody likes you. But that girl's not already is mentally delayed like me. So pretty much, the person was like, okay, like what do you want me to do with this information? So pretty much make it like texting. But here is the problem that I feel like happened with this person. TF was doing the absolute most. They texted 5 to 20 text messages back to the one response they get from the other person, because the other person clearly don't care. Now, I've been in situations where I feel like I put in more work into a relationship than it was required. However, in the beginning, it wasn't like that. But with this person, I was just like, you know what? I'ma wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'ma wear my heart on my chest, and I'm going to say, cause I love you, like Lenny Williams told the people. So the little thing kept texting the little child, and they kept talking, and they kept talking, and they kept talking, and they kept talking. More so, TL was kept texting over and over again like an obsessive stalker, and I'm just kind of like, when was you not gonna text him? Granted, I've done something similar. I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. So the person, they end up getting sick. They texting them while they in the hospital or whatever, and then they only send them like one response back, and then they catching all these feelings, and then they getting all upset because I forgot about the name of the other one. But Tutti Frutti sitting around is like having pandemonium and don't know. Shout out to the Slaughter Tutti Frutti over there acting having pandemonium because you didn't feel head over heels for somebody who don't even really know you exist. Now, we all been there, we've all done that, we all got a t-shirt. We just don't particularly do this when we grow up. That's more of like a high school thing. But I guess some of us are delayed when it comes to our life experiences. But I digress. So they keep texting this person and they like, I want to know why they won't talk to me. Okay. I had a similar instance, but we're going to get to why my situation's a little bit different. So they're like, I don't get why they want to talk to me. I feel like they owe me an explanation. Here's where the thing got odd to me when I heard about this story. These people were just co-workers, nothing more, nothing less. They talked a lot at work, and outside of work, just at work. They texted each other, but the co-worker didn't have them programmed in their phone like they did. They didn't view the relationship as deeply as the other person did. Sometimes I will say you can get in a relationship with the person, and sometimes it's deeper than what it Sometimes you don't realize how deep it is until after the fact, like me. Or you may think that it's deeper than what it is. Because I was looking at these text messages. For every 5 text messages this cooker sent, for every 5 text messages that Tutti Frutti or Rudy sent, this person sent back one. Granted, this could be a case of the anxiety brain because I've been there, done that, got a t-shirt for that too. But after the 3rd text message, why am I talking to you still? I'm just kind of like, I don't ever want to be that desperate or that needy behind somebody because it's like, wake up, snap out of it. You are worthy, you are good. Like, can you please get your delusional tail out of your own head and look at it from a 360 view? Quit being dumb. Wake up, smell the roses, love yourself, be good to yourself. And the person went on to say and was like, well, I feel like they owe me an explanation of why they treat me this way. Certain people don't owe you certain things. Now, I'm going to tell you about a recent incident with me that I feel like is different. Recently, JiBron low-key crashed out. There was a situation that happened where we talked about it on my channel before, where like this person I was really, really close to, I got ghosted or whatever, right? Our relationship dynamics were never normal. Everybody who was around always said it appeared like we were more like a couple than just friends. I always tried to maintain a friendship and I always tried to maintain things of a platonic nature, and maybe they did too, but I know that it was never really me. Recently, I accidentally ended up getting into contact with them and they acted like they did not know me, and I low-key crashed out a little bit. I ended up texting them on my burner account because I felt like I was owed an explanation. You may be asking yourself, JiBron, why do you feel like this person is not owed an explanation, but you're owed an explanation? Here's why. When you have a long-standing history with the person, when you talk about intimate details and you talk about different things on a regular basis for hours on end, versus you just talking to somebody at your work shift, it's kind of like, maybe you're delusional, like something's not clicking up here, like you need to like get over it because it was never really that deep. For me, it was a deep emotional connection. It was a very intimate relationship, not physically, but like intimate as far as conversation and detail. And it didn't end healthy. It ended open-ended, which is why I feel like I'm still looking for answers. This situation, on the other hand, like this person was even like having medical things done to them, and they sitting around texting them pictures of them while they're in the hospital, and they got like one reply back. And it's like, you want to help a person and you just want to be like, baby, step out of it. You are worthy, you are kind, you are amazing, you are beautiful, you are worth it. But if you don't believe that you're worth it, you're not going to think about it. Because I'm not going to lie to you. When I was in my current situation, I didn't think about worth it. I was so desperate to have somebody around me. And I grew to love this person. Which I still do. I hate to admit it, but I still love them. That's for me, like, once I love you, I don't ever stop loving you. I always care you. I always learn to accept you how it is. I feel like true love is when you learn to love a person through their perfections and their imperfections. And it happens and it doesn't. This person was out of love. This person created this fantasy in their head, and now they out here looking like boo-boo the fool, and now they gotta sit around and talk to people on the internet about how some Joe Blow that sat around and done them dirty, even though they didn't do them dirty. You did yourself dirty by doing yourself a disservice by sitting around getting yourself involved with somebody who would never like you because they don't even want you. Like, there is no signs that they even want you. Like, they paid you dust. Well, JiBron, that could be you. Baby, I got a whole log of text messages and call logs that prove otherwise. But that's not up for discussion. It's just like, there's no one size fits all for each relationship. This person really feels like they are owed an explanation. In your instance, you're not owed an explanation because your relationship was not that deep. I feel like I'm owed an explanation because I had a long-standing history with this person, and it was very long, and it was very calculated, and it was very it's well documented that we had a history. They only texted and they never talked on the phone, and they only talked at work. I would talk to this person all the time. I would get off work, so I almost the time I went to bed. Like, See the difference here? It's like people don't always owe you an explanation. I feel like an explanation is only required depending on what kind of relationship. If you and your best friend fall out, you deserve an explanation of why y'all fell out, because at one point in time you were close. But if you and some random coworker who you met while you was at some little random little rookie-dink job fall out, don't nobody care. Like, go on. You are good enough. It's like, for me, even with my situation, even though I don't have the answers that I want as of now, I've still been actively working on myself. I go to therapy once a week. I make sure I maintain my look. I go get my hair cut twice every 2 weeks like I'm supposed to. I don't sit around and let my hair wolf out. You have to make a conscious effort to get over things. And if things come back around in your life, whoop-de-doo. And if they don't, you go on and you move on and you heal. The biggest accomplishment that I feel like that I have to date for me was people around me saying I'm not the same person I was last year. I am much calmer. I am much more level-headed. Even though I crashed out Sunday and I did some crazy stuff, I still was in a better headspace than what I was probably last year, because last year I probably wouldn't have been able to take it. This year I'm kind of moving on and moving forward and going on about my business and just accepting things for what they are. I do still want the answers, FYI. I do, and I probably always will. But it's just like, people don't always owe you stuff, even though you feel like they owe you stuff. It's like, it's not that deep with the person that owe you crap. But if it's deep and far and feelings are involved, they owe you an explanation. But while you're waiting for it, you must do the proper work yourself to make sure you don't end up in that situation again. A lot of times we don't want to do the work. We just want to blame everybody else. You have to take accountability for something that you've done. You were delusional, you were crazy, and you were out of line. You must take accountability for that before that other person can take accountability for anything that they did. Because 2 wrongs don't make a right. Ever in life. 2 wrongs never make a right. You must take accountability for something. Even though if a person does you dirty and wrong, you must take accountability for allowing the behavior. That doesn't matter what they did right, but we all have to take our part in situations that go on too long, that go on for too far. All the time the situation was much bigger deal than what I thought it was, and now it's over. Anyway, that's all the time that I have for you all this week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!